Good evening. I'm Denise Hetherington, President of Repair, Restore, and Grow Black Communities. Our mission is to circulate dollars within the Black community. And in order to do that, we have to uplift and support our Black businesses. And I want to thank you for tuning in and viewing our new Behind Black Business show hosted by Gregory Sane every Wednesday from 8 to 9 p.m. Tonight, our guest is Mr. William Burch, and Mr. William Burch is the president of Green Acres Consulting Group, and they were actually very instrumental in helping us develop our organization and acquiring our 501c3. Mr. Burch is also the chairman of the Black Chamber of Commerce of Illinois. But first, I want to announce the winner tonight of our book giveaway. Every month we feature a Black bookstore, a locally owned Black bookstore in the Chicago area. This month we featured Frontline Books located in Hyde Park. The proprietor is Brother Sekou, who gave us a list of must-reads for the month by such authors as Claude Anderson, Chancellor Williams, Lila Africa, Chinweze, Marcus Garvey, and William Williams. And the book that he selected to give away this month is The Philosophies and Opinions of Marcus Garvey. These books enable us to learn about our history, our condition, and our solutions, and to begin to search within ourselves and within our own minds about how we should look at our situation and what is going on in the Black communities here in the Chicago area. So I am pleased to announce that our first winner is Dr. Albert Gunn. And it just so happens I know Dr. Gunn. Dr. Gunn is a naturopath in our area, and he's worked to heal and help so many people feel better with their illnesses. And he was located in the Chicago area, and he is the winner of our book tonight. So congratulations to you, Dr. Gunn. Next month, we will feature Underground Books located on 87th Street. And we ask that you support our Black-owned businesses, that you support our Black bookstores. Purchase your books from our Black bookstores. This helps to circulate the dollars within our community. So at this point, I am going to move to the next segment of our podcast, and that is our interview Behind Black Business with Gregory Sane, our host. Thank you.
All right, Denise, great job. Excellent information, folks. That is one of the founders, and Denise is absolutely so committed, so dedicated to making a difference in the Black community. And she's very serious, her and Doris and the great producer Simon, in terms of repairing, restoring, and growing Black business. And as you heard us say so eloquently, we are very, very fortunate, we're honored, and more than that, we are blessed to have with us our brother, friend, brother. I've actually had an opportunity to be on a platform where he was instrumental in me being part of a forum that dealt with young Black males, Black empowerment. This man is doing a lot of remarkable work in the community. And as you heard Denise say earlier, he is the president of Green Acres. It's a local small consulting group, but he's also the chairman of the Black Chamber of Commerce in Illinois. And the man wears other hats and caps. He's involved with a whole lot. Hey, let's bring our guests on. Got a lot of questions for you, brother, tonight. And I'm just really looking forward to dialoguing with you. But before we get started, I found this prayer that God directed me to, Brother Burch. And I would love to tell our people all over the nation, wherever you tuned in, to bow your heads for this prayer. And this is a prayer that deals with empowerment. It says, Lord, strengthen us, for we are weary, and increase our power, for we are weak. Allow us to put this knowledge into practice and rise like the phoenix from our current situations to transform our lives and the lives of our families, and to be a blessing to those who are the least, the last, and left out. Amen. We gotta have God involved with everything that we do. Man, Green Acres. Is this the 40 acres that we supposed to been getting?
That's what it was designed to do.
Hey, how you doing, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Gregory, Dr. Sane, for allowing me to grace your platform, and it's an honor. Like, it was 20 years ago, probably, that we were together for the male summit that we convened. And when I found out you were interviewing, I was excited about that. So thank you.
Good. 20 years ago, man. Time flies. You know, when you're having and I would say fun in the sense that whenever you're doing something to make a difference, it might be, you know, historical, but it's fun uplifting our people. It's good to see a smile on our young brother's face, or men in the room that really sincerely care about our community. You want to tell us the Green Acres, where did that concept come from?
Absolutely. So the Green Acres, I ran for alderman before, and I had a failed run. And, you know,
what ward?
The 15th ward.
Who's the alderman over there now?
Raymond Lopez is the alderman now. At the time, there was a retiring alderman by the name of Ted Thomas when I ran in 2007.
Okay.
So Green Acres was developed from that failed run because I still had a passion to help people. However, I wanted to help people on the business side, economically, to grow businesses, build businesses, things of that sort. You know, so we started Green Acres to develop small businesses, and we evolved the company over the years to government contracting, technical assistance, procurement. We also do cannabis consulting, where we develop cannabis applications for the applicants for the cannabis licenses. So we are if you will, a boutique consulting firm that addresses a wraparound service of needs for small businesses.
Oh, great. Man, you mentioned the cannabis. You talking about weed, right?
Absolutely.
Reefer. We called it reefer. You talking about reefer? No. But you know what's interesting about that? And help us out. Because I've heard, I don't know if you were on VON or some other folks were on VON, and it's really been a huge, big deal with the fact that no Black people, no Black men or women were able to get dispensaries when this thing went down. And I think still to this very day, it's not a Black-owned dispensary, is it? And if it is, where is it? Not that I'm on my way to go get any, but I mean, and I mean, I cannot believe that our Black elected officials, I cannot believe that and I know Tory, what's her name? I think
Tory Hutchinson, state senator.
Yeah. She became this face that Governor Pritzker and them put on this thing as though we were getting something out of it. But how could you, with all of the Black men locked up for marijuana, for weed, and 3 strikes you out, and etc., and I dare them, I mean, right in our face. I mean, it should not have been one white company to be able to open up in the Black community. I mean, that is bold as it comes. That's crazy.
It's unfortunate, but it's not surprising.
Yeah.
It's not surprising, one, because it's Illinois. It's not surprising too, because I mean, if you think about historically how we were locked out of the prohibition from alcohol, I mean, this is pretty much the same situation. The difference in this situation than it was in that situation is that you have a generation of young people who have fought to get access to this industry, who will not stop fighting. Right before this interview here, I had a conference call with a group of cannabipreneurs who we onboarded with the Chamber of Commerce on our cannabis equity committee. To do what you're talking about, to make sure that we are holding those elected officials accountable, to make sure that we are providing that insight that we have to the Black applicants, to make sure that we are creating those relationships to create a pathway for a Black entry into the industry.
The big boys, Brother William, is it the big boys are just so powerful? They just so accustomed to being in charge, and Black people are afraid of white people. Black people, so-called Black elected officials, legislators downstate or wherever, here in aldermen, do they just crumble up when they get in the room with white people and they allow certain laws or certain business deals to go down, knowing when you look at it, we're not even on the paper? So what the hell are we discussing? And then we got to come in and phase this and phase that and etc. It's like, no, if we not part of the stuff in the beginning, and it really should have been 90-10, or not even 80-20, but 90-10 of most of those dispensaries. Really should have been 100%. White people, you go to your neighborhoods, and I'm saying it's live and I'm saying it's strong. Go to the white community and sell weed. Let Black people sell marijuana, cannabis, reefer. Let Black people sell it in our community like you chasing them down. I mean, come on, man. Ain't no damn excuse for that.
So the deal is this, right? It's bigger than cannabis. But cannabis is on the forefront now. Right. But the thing is this, right? Our elected officials have to start respecting the fact that we have a community of intellectual African American individuals that are subject matter experts, if you will. And I mean, in cannabis, we subject matter experts.
Right.
That could have helped them put the language to the bill on the front end. So again, let's just put it in perspective. It's not just cannabis, because every bill should have our subject matter experts at the table to make sure that there's no more wrong imparted upon our community.
Teach. Now, I want to spend just a little more time on that, because see, you at these tables, I'm so glad a brother like yourself is at that table, because we're going to talk about accountability. I want to really get into that. What does that mean? But I want to spend a little more time on cannabis, but then I want you to talk about commerce, because the Black Chamber of Commerce. And when we look at commerce, that means, the conduct of trading amongst economic agents, goods and services, and etc. And when you look at the Black community, what are we trading? What services do we have? What relationships do we have with somebody in the next state or overseas that is in Mariano's, that is in Whole Foods or Jewels or Save a Lot or Food for Less, and just other industries that we are trading, goods and services as a commerce. And I mean, they really play us cheap. We still are, at the back of all of this. But with thanks God for brothers and other sisters, I'm sure, involved, but like yourself, brothers that are really understanding exactly what this stuff is and trying your best to use every tool to advance the cause of our people. And that's why I'm so happy, man, that you're on tonight. But just a little bit more on cannabis. And then talk about this commerce piece. Now, where are we at in terms of ownership? Is something going to shift? Or these same people that's in the game that got in before us, like they did with everything else, do they remain there? How do we even the playing field?
Sure. So right now, currently, the legislator has an amendment bill to quote unquote fix some of the wrongs that were in party. Right. It's a trailer bill that that the Black cannabis groups across Illinois have come together in agreement to some of the language, not all of the language, but some of the language that's in the trailer bill, so that it can be passed, so that we can create other pathways for applicants to get licenses, right? So when we say other pathways, we're talking about multiple lotteries, and then we're talking about having scales, if you will, for the lotteries, and not requiring perfect scores, things of that sort.
Yeah, what did the white guys have to have? What did they come to the table with? White skin?
But Dr. Sane, this is the thing, right? And we act like we're surprised about this, but they write the laws to keep us out. It is our legislators' responsibility to be the watchdogs to make sure they protect us. But in order for them to protect us, they have to have a relationship with the various levels of African Americans that live in their districts, right? So that means street, boardroom, church. You got to have those relationships, because if you don't have those relationships, then you're lost in the conversation going down representing the community.
As you said, they write the laws, and that someone texted me earlier, and they asked me the question: "Are you watching the trial? With George Floyd?" And I said, "No. Let me tell you why I'm not watching. Because I'd be frustrated. Because you just mentioned writing the laws. They create the laws for white people, and they are almost, I'm going to use the word filibustering, because what the hell the counterfeit dollar have to do with what the hell any of these witnesses have to do? Well, I don't want to get into that, but when you mention the law, all of that garbage that's written there is to find some wiggle room to always get out. They were brilliant in terms of how they write the law, and it's always in there to serve white people. It's about white supremacy, and I think we have to be crystal clear. That's why I'm ashamed of Black elected officials, that you don't know that this is white supremacy. And it ain't that we sleep. It ain't that we might be disorganized, but you should not disrespect us in such a way that we always got to have all our ducks in a row. Just like you say, they probably don't have all of the criteria. What you say, Brother Burch, they taking some stuff out so a Negro can now get a license, because I'm sure they had stuff in there about you got to do a damn background check. And then in the background check, if you got certain things you need to be expunged, they some slick, low down people, man.
Yeah, I mean, but it's all by design. But that's the whole purpose of having something like a Chamber of Commerce in place, right? Because you got to have somebody at the table that can get the information, come back and feed it to the people to make sure that they're prepared and that they're putting forth the best effort to compete and to provide the service that's necessary. Because let's also be real. We can fight all day about people getting a license, right? But there's some responsibility that comes with that license. There's a financial responsibility. There's governance. You have to make sure that you have some accountability to your leadership, and most importantly, you got to be a good steward of it, right? Because as soon as we get the license and they start taking it from us, then they start clamping down. We saw what happened with the lounge industry and the bar industry. So, I mean, it's bigger than just awarding someone a license. We have to prepare that individual.
Talk about that. When you and let it be broad. You can do a broad sweep when you talk about accountability, basically.
Sure. So accountability is this. When we speak about accountability, it's like me being a chairman of any organization, right? When you become a chairman of an organization, a nonprofit organization, one, people have to understand that it's not a personal organization, it's a public organization, which means that it's tax deductible, tax free, nonprofit, which means it's owned by the people. So it's not a sole proprietorship. The next piece to that is this. With me taking the responsibility over a nonprofit organization, I've taken the responsibility of the fiduciary responsibility of the organization, which means that no matter what's going on in the organization, I'm at the head of it. And even if I knew or didn't know, I'm accountable. And if I do find out of some misgivings or some wrongdoings, it is my responsibility as the chairman of that organization to take the proper actions to correct the wrong. Because I have taken that fiduciary responsibility over that organization. And that's accountability to the Black people, period. Any organization that receives any public dollars have the responsibility to the Black community. We have to be transparent. We have to answer questions. We have to, we have to be there when we don't want to be there because we've taken that responsibility.
Why to hear what you write? I'm talking to those individuals, and I'm so glad you said that. Why you even want to be part of something that you don't want to be accountable for in terms of making sure that you are doing what you're doing in the best interest of Black people, moving the needle. Don't just get your butt there just to go to a gala or get your butt there just to be part of the in crowd. You ain't serving nobody and you just show up and I mean that
to take selfies.
Damn. I mean, they are bold as hell. What now? I do want you to give us, because a lot of people don't really know a lot about what is the Chamber of Commerce and exactly the role that, that institution or organization, a body of people play. What is the Chamber of Commerce?
Sure. The Black Chamber of Commerce, and to sum it up in a very simple form, is the liaison from the community to government agencies, right? That is our main focus, is to make sure that we're connecting with government agencies, local, county, state, and making sure that we're creating opportunities for the Black business community, whether that means funding opportunities, workshops, making sure we get access to contracting, making sure that we're at the table when the dollars are being discussed, for the various communities, making sure that we're advocating 100% on behalf of the Black community, not the Black and brown community, not the Black and LGBT community, the Black community. Because at the end of the day, we have a serious problem in the Black community. And it got worse over the COVID pandemic. And so we have to fix that. We have to hone in on our problem, pull the proper resources and talent to the table, elders and young people.
Absolutely.
And build capacity to correct the wrongs in our community. And it only is going to happen if we work not in silos, but as a unit.
Right. And I'm glad you said that. So as a Black Chamber of Commerce, and going back to what that means, commerce, goods and services. And every time there's a private owned or public owned, but let's deal with the private, and someone comes into our community. And I mean, it's a shame that we need to be begging for crumbs, because we really should be the ones opening up the grocery stores.
Mm-hmm.
All of the stuff that we need as far as goods and services, it should be Black owned. Excuse me. Because that's why we in the predicament we in, because we still allow everybody and their mama to have access to our community.
Yeah.
And then we just get a few crumbs and a few people get to, get a bag here and there, but the conditions of our community remains the same. So as the Black Chamber of Commerce, do you meet with local, like the aldermen? Do you speak to like the Black Caucus? Do you address them as it relates to stuff and even down in Springfield?
Absolutely. So we do have a dynamic leadership team. We have a president, newly appointed president, Najim Q. Ali. She is the president of the Black Chamber of Commerce of Illinois. Okay. We also have Roxy Williams, who is our new chief administrative officer, as well as Monica Wiggins, who is our financial banking and finance chair. So we have
new leadership.
We do have new leadership. We do have all women leadership that will take us to the next level.
All women leadership.
Oh, well, I'm the chairman.
And, I ain't mad. that seemed to be the new thing right now. Where you go, what they call it, black girl magic.
Black girl magic, and it's working. It's
working. And I'm proud of the sisters, because we would not even be thought of. Jesus' first teacher, God, was his mama.
Yeah.
Mary was the one that taking care of him. So I ain't got a problem with that. The issue that I have though is we just have to be watchful as Black men are being marginalized. As it relates to, you put our women up there, and they deserve to do what they're doing, because many of them have the skill set and talents and gifts. But I'm always concerned about the marginalization and really just pushing Black men out, and white men and white people, they real comfortable with the sisters. They real comfortable with the sisters, but they better be careful, because these sisters they not playing. And so I'm glad you all had what was the old leadership. What was it made of?
No, it was a mixture of leadership.
Okay.
The previous leadership.
Now, what made the change? What thought about the change? Was it accountability?
Accountability.
Damn. Accountability. And so how did they get voted out?
They got voted out. It was a unanimous vote board resolution to remove the president and the administration that was in place.
Oh, good. And you feel very comfortable and with the new leadership that's in there now, in terms of accountability and making sure that our community is properly represented.
Absolutely. So I do feel confident. But let me say this, and let's be transparent. This is a business. And so even though we have new leadership, things change all the time. We have to keep changing until we get the right pieces in place to deliver what we need to deliver. And so what I'm saying is that, yes, we do have new leadership. Will it evolve? Possibly. Will it change? Possibly. But the accountability part is what I'm focused on. Is being accountable.
Look, let me tell you something. I hear you loud and clear, because we do get folks who they go through all of this stuff, campaigning for jobs, campaigning for posts, and they get comfortable. They get inside these jobs and get these positions, and they start doing the same damn thing they predecessor was doing, and they get too damn comfortable, because we have been so messed up when it comes to fighting. I mean, fiercely for resources and for respect and for freedom and for justice and for fairness. We've been fighting, and I think sometimes people get there and they just like, okay, I'm just gonna do just enough just to get by. We don't want you to replace the old leadership, and you get there and you get comfortable and you don't get aggressive with this stuff because you're trying to go along to get along.
Right. And we have to stop. And when you talk about go along and get along, we as a community, a Black community, we have to stop making excuses for wrong, because one wrong ain't no different from another wrong. I don't care how popular the person is or how much they donated to your church or how many dinners they bought from you. Wrong is wrong. And when wrong is committed to the Black community, it affects us, and we see it when we go outside in our community. Right? We don't see the dollars there.
Right, bro. That is a fact, what you just said. We don't see it. Are there other, and I know it is, chambers of commerce in different communities. So you have the Illinois Chamber of Commerce. Do you have like a Chicago or Hyde Park? Because I know it's different chambers. Do all of you all ever get together and have like a convention or network? How does that work?
So, Dr. Stain, like, that's my main goal, right? Because like there are tons of chambers across the state of Illinois, both local chambers and statewide chambers, right? But when people ask me, are we in competition? We don't have the benefit of being in competition with each other. We have to work together. Like my whole call to every chamber that I meet, every chamber president, every chamber chairman, is that how can we work together?
Can you just come up with your own chamber or something? Do people just come up with their own chambers?
Oh, yeah. Everybody, you can start a chamber just by, filing your nonprofit corporation down in Springfield.
Yeah, how many chambers are? How many you got?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you.
It can't be that many.
No, there's a lot, but then you think about the chamber is one piece, but then there's also business associations that also operate as chambers, act as chambers, if you will.
So which one are the gatekeepers?
Wow.
Because we got so many damn gatekeepers when it comes to the Black community. They really do the bidding of those that have no respect, no regard, no love for the Black community. And they are the ones who front. And they get in there and they just, hobnob just to be in the room with white people. And I'm just calling it like it is. You don't have to take it, but honestly, this is not the time to sugarcoat nothing. I'm not watering down anything. I'm calling a spade a spade. So go ahead, brother.
No, what I was going to say is this. So you made a point earlier about Black men and making sure that we are being watchful and making sure that we pretty much are watching out for our brothers, right?
Right.
I've taken a stand as the chairman, as a Black man, that I will not tear another Black man down, right? Good. Irregardless of whatever the situation is. And so to your question, I won't name names because I won't tear them down, as far as the gatekeepers are concerned.
Boy, I love it. I used to call a lot of names, man, and people know I love them. They know I care, but they know that I'm not afraid. I mean, there are things that shake us all up. There are things that concern us, but I thank the Creator, man, for just giving us the insight and the strength and the love, man, and the courage to speak truth to power and not worry about any of that, because I believe that anybody that try to come against a brother like you, myself, and Denise, and others, Sister Doris, that are doing the will of the Creator, they'll be destroyed. They'll be destroyed. Anybody that try to come against us with some old petty foolishness. What can the Black business, what can Black businesses and the people in the community do to change the Chamber of Commerce, to impact change?
To impact change?
Well, yeah, and to impact change. What can people in the community, in the Black community, do? Because many of the Black community don't really know the role of the Black Chamber of Commerce. So, for instance, your group, what can we do to give you guys support?
Absolutely. So that's a great question, and thank you. So we have a ton of workshops and business development seminars that will be rolled out in early May. We want to help the Black business community. We want to help entrepreneurs. We want to help young people. We want to help, elders. We want to help people who are in business that need to scale their business and get into different markets for product placement, things of that sort. We want to be able to do that. We have a very innovative and aggressive team of chamber leadership that also have businesses, multiple businesses, if you will, of their own. That can lend that expertise, leadership, and that access, if you will, to help them grow in the business space.
Yeah, you know, it's good. The some of these chambers seem to be more beholding to immigrants than they are Black people. And
Yeah,
I'm glad you said what you said about minorities, Black and brown. Well, I mean, that is so stupid to me. And I always correct people. Don't call me no damn minority. Don't put me with Black and brown. Don't put me with the LGBTQ. I respect all of those folks and what the movement and the issues and the challenges they have. I support them, but our stuff, Black people, is separate from every damn thing.
because we have
us in with everybody, because that's how they try to weaken us. And they and you know, it's a wicked game, and it's also a real disrespectful game. And then some of us are so dumb that we use that same language, you know, and that's why immigrants and other folks, they benefit from these services more than Black people.
Well, and that's one of the biggest things right there too, is right knowledge, right? We know these people have liaisons that help them identify access to capital, real estate, you know, whatever they need to get into business. If they push in the corn cart, it's a young group of their people that look like them that's advocating to make sure that they're not being ticketed, that they're able to you know, run their corn carts in the neighborhoods, things that we need to have the same thing. And so that's what we're creating, the apparatus that we're creating with the Black Chamber of Commerce of Illinois, is to make sure that we are on the front line and getting the information, sharing the information, ensuring that the information is being utilized effectively so that we can create the commerce that we need in the community that also will create the jobs we need, you know, for the young people in the development.
I'm so proud of you all, because I know you all are paying attention to the double standards. You know, you're paying attention to these practices, man, that have benefited everybody else but Black people.
Right.
Are you getting pushback from certain bodies of Black people in the city of Chicago?
So 20 years ago.
Call their name if you like me to, and just send it to me. Text me.
So no, you know what I've noticed is this.
What
I've noticed is that ever since I've came on board, and ever since that I brought, you know, individuals on board with us to help move this agenda forward, I've noticed more activity and more movement from other chambers than I've seen in the past.
Okay.
And I can identify that because I've been involved in this, you know, for over 20 years, and I know who the players are. And so when I start seeing commercials and appearances on radio stations and stuff and visits to Chicago, I know that I'm doing something right.
Good. And let me tell you something, man. We have to stop scratching where we don't itch. Be unapologetic, straight down the middle. A Black man and woman that want to see freedom, justice, and equality. And for our people, we deserve it. So I'm telling you, I don't take no damn prisons when it comes to that. Every little problem you see in our community is from neglect. Right. And we are witnessing the derivatives of a falling economic system. We already were struggling. So here come COVID. And then so they're going to use everything now to keep us in our place.
Right.
And if we don't organize like you all are doing, and I'm glad you changed leadership, and I hope that the leadership that you changed, I hope they watch it.
I hope they are too.
Doing this tonight, because we have to put some demands. And you said the operative word, accountability. Accountability. You got to have the resources. You got to have the manpower to help you deliver all of those things that you are responsible for. See, oftentimes people set us up for failure, and they give us very little to be successful, and we bust our butt trying our best to do what we could do. They want us to be on the ground. They want us to be the administrator. They want us to be the lawyer. They want us to be all of that.
Yep.
And they don't want to do the resource. Man, everybody play the Black community cheap.
That's because we have individuals. Well, let me say this too. They play us cheap because we are destitute. And those of us, there's some individuals in our community that sometimes you just can't get upset for, because this is their only outlet to get revenue, or this is what they think their only outlet is, right? So again, it comes from the knowledge component, right? Now, it's different when a person comes to your community and they're not from your community. They say, "Hey, I'm going to drop this bag and I want you to do X, Y, Z," and then you respond by saying, "I got these 10 other brothers that need the same deal, and we can make sure this happens for you." But you don't even have that happen. Everybody trying to get what they can get for themselves.
Boy, the Willie Lynch thing was really for real, wasn't it? That Willie Lynch syndrome have greatly affected us, man. And there are voices out here that have tried and continues to do it, organize us with purpose, intentionally, so that we don't get distracted about what we need and what belongs to us.
Right.
What's ours? Stop going into these rooms just, begging for crumbs.
And being happy to be there. Don't be happy to be there. You belong there.
Oh my God, they sit at these tables, man, and that's why I said what I said, that they get in the room. I mean, it's some Black elected officials, preachers, many of them, I know a lot of them, they scared of their own shadow. When they get in the room with white folks, man, they trembling. They trembling. I wouldn't give a damn who in the room. I'm going to speak truth to power, and I'm going to tell you that you're on some mess. See, the new buzzword is equity. Everybody like to use that equity, race and equity. And then they go over to University of Chicago asking white folks, give us some research on equity.
Well, the thing is that they can't even define equity.
Damn.
Like, if we ask people to define equity, what does equity look like?
Teach.
And then why did it take us so long, with all the education we got, hundreds and hundreds of years of education, to get to the point that we realize that equity is what we need today?
Man, equity came from a white person. White people decided, let's use some language that would make Negroes feel like they getting ready to make some progress. The white people doing all the PowerPoints. They come up and they the one defining what equity is. And they get in there and they use them same little terms. First of all, thank you for being vulnerable. And thank you for in this space. We just so stupid. And I mean, like zombies, man, equity. Like you said, they can't even tell you what the hell it is. No, man, we want our share. We want our share. So do you meet with Roderick at all? Sawyer, you and Roderick?
No, I don't meet with Roderick. I'm familiar with Alderman Sawyer. I am familiar with a lot of the aldermen, the commissioners, and the Black Caucus down in Springfield. Our team, and that's the other advantage of working as a team. Our team, whoever I don't have a relationship with, someone else on the team has a relationship with. So it's about building a team so we can cover the
I want to connect those dots because he should meet with you. And those Kimberly them down in Springfield, Kimberly Lightford, all of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dr. King said that liberals don't want us to have equity. He said, Dr. King said liberals do not want to give equity to Black people. That's what Dr. King said. See, you just got to go back and see that they create this language, and this is just to create more discussions like reparations.
Right.
They need another study. It's so stupid. And then we don't say nothing about the billions of dollars that go to Israel. billions every year, $10 billion. And nobody atrocities on this planet come close to Black people. None.
Right. No, absolutely.
And we still have to talk about it. Let's see if Mr. Biden and Kamala Harris, let's see what Barack didn't do it. 8 years, didn't touch it. You know why? Because he was the manager of white people affairs. Black people did not benefit like we should have economically with substance. We got happy with symbol. And it's a shame because right here in this city of Chicago, poverty have increased. Crime has increased. Education is on the brink. You tell me I'm lying. Look at it. And that's why the Black Chamber of Commerce is so needed. This is why we need to read.
Yeah.
This is why we need to be educated, because they pull anything on us, Brother Burch.
The other thing is too is that when I understand there's a desire for everybody to lead, but everybody has a role and a place that they should play in the movement, right? When I was young, when I had the youth program and I invited you and Brother Fellows and all the men from across Inglewood, I knew my role was just to convene that meeting. I couldn't say anything because y'all was the elders. Y'all had way more experience than me, right? It's the same thing like business. You wouldn't put a person who has never owned a business or organically started a business over a business organization because he doesn't understand the needs that these business people need, or that they need to succeed, to even grow, to enter, right? And so that's where a lot of confusion is. A lot of confusion starts with people stepping the roles that really they don't understand. And then they feel entitled to those roles only because of a title, right? And who hurts from that? The Black community.
Yeah, when you're dealing with some people, man, that have low self-esteem, Brother Burch, and they get a title, they dangerous. They go to sleep, man. They just like passing out cars. They meet people, hey, and they have it all on their LinkedIn and, all them pages. I'm not mad at you, and I ain't talking about you folks out there that like titles and stuff like that. I ain't mad at you. I get it. You just want to be somebody. But be like Moses, be like Harriet Tubman, be like Frederick Douglass, be like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, be like the Honorable Marcus Garvey, be like Nat Turner, be like, Carter G. Woodson. I mean, it's so many, but be strong and don't compromise progress that we need so desperately. And that's why, man, the Black Chamber of Commerce, we need to know. Now, you all are located where? What part of the city?
We're in Chicago. Right now, we're operating out of the Blue Lacuna space.
The who
2150 Blue Lacuna, 2150 South Canal Port.
Okay.
So right now that we're temporarily there. We're
is that South Loop, or is that called
Pilsen?
Pilsen. Okay, yeah. They got a lot of nice little art stores, and they really built up that area over there.
They did, and it was conveniently located because with the transition, we needed a space to land. So we are currently looking for, new office space in the Chicagoland area, whether that be on the south side, south in the Southland. We're in discussion with some opportunities.
Sound like you are ready to take the Chamber of Commerce to a whole nother level. Because at some point, back in the day, wasn't the Chamber of Commerce seen more influential than it has been in the last 20 or some years? Is that true?
So the Black Chamber of Commerce should be respected as the Illinois Chamber of Commerce, the Illinois Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, the Illinois LGBT Chamber of Commerce. Over the years, some kind of way we've lost that respect from our elected officials from government officials or whatever have you. And so what I'm working to do is build that respect back for the Black Chamber of Commerce. Let people know that we are a serious organization that are intentionally trying to help our Black business community.
With some real, yeah, and I like it, with some real tangibles that you all want to accomplish. And this is not just a symbolic group that just want to be in the room with folks and say, I'm the chairman of the Black. I haven't heard you say that one time. You
know why, brother? Brother saying, because I'm a child of God and I'm here to do God's work. And this is not about William Burch. So, you know, the chairman title, I earned that years ago. Right now, I'm doing God's work. This is God. I'm everything that I've learned, I'm bringing to the table to help our people. Good. It ain't about me being the chair.
Well, how can the Commerce help to expand a variety of businesses in the Black community? How can you guys help expand that?
So this is the deal. Right now, this pandemic has opened up so many spaces across the state. Real estate, commercial real estate is in abundance. You know, you ride through Chicago, you know, West and South Side, you see stores and restaurants that's closed. You know, we want to work with people. We want to work with people who have ideas that maybe don't have capital, or people that have capital and don't know what to do with it and want to invest in an entrepreneur. So we want to create that pipeline to rebuild our communities. And we want to, you know, we have an opportunity zone committee. That's one of our ad hoc committees for the Black Chamber of Commerce, and they're actively locating areas that we can direct people to throughout the state of Illinois that sit in those opportunity zones for tax benefits. So, you know, again, we're looking at every avenue that really hasn't been utilized in the Black community, things that we've learned from our jobs or from contracts. We're bringing it home so that we can build our people.
Oh, good. So are you guys involved with the Obama Venture Land or Funtown? I mean, because that's what it sounds like it's going to be. I mean, every time I hear them talk about the Obama Found, it sounds like Obama is going to be the Obama Venture Land and Obama Funtown. I guess everybody can go over there and ride go-karts and stuff like that. You know, they're gonna put a little flavor. They're gonna put a little flavor. Probably gonna have a Harold's on deck and sharks.
So I'll tell you this: what we're not gonna do is run around and chase the popular opportunities.
Good.
You know, we want to create the opportunities, right? We know that's respectfully a circus, and so we're not trying to.
Yeah, because they said over 700,000 people supposed to visit per year. And I guarantee you ain't none of that 700,000 going to be about reconstructing and building the Black community. We just get the short end of the stick no matter what, because we accept it. And we got to stop accepting the little briberies, you know, the little bags. You know, I'm so glad, brother, that you have integrity. I'm so glad I hear integrity in you, man. And I'm really proud of you, brother. You know, that function that you put on, that Reven Fellows, myself, and many others attended. You were a very young man, you know, at that time.
Yes.
And I'm glad to see you, brother, continue to grow and be out here on the battlefield, and you sitting in a seat, you know, and both, you know. Now, a little bit more about Green Acres before. I don't know how much time we have. What time is it? We have, it's time to go. So before we leave, I think we've put up there where folks can reach you, you know, so both of your websites, one for Green Acres and the other one's for the chambers, right?
Correct.
Like Chamber of Commerce. But so what services do you offer someone that's watching with Green Acres that people can take a benefit from?
Sure. So Green Acres is a partner to every entrepreneur, business owner. You know, so we do everything from business plans, from market analysis, strategic planning, Again, we develop applications. We are licensed expediters where we expedite business licenses, liquor licenses for the city of Chicago. We're also professional tax accountants, right? We have a team of accountants that do everything from payroll tax to sales tax to commercial real estate tax. Again, it's a full service wraparound. I like to tell people that if we don't have it in house, we do have a relationship with someone that can deliver the service that you're looking for.
Man, thank you so much, man. We have about a couple of minutes left, and I'm gonna give that 1 minute to you, and then we'll go ahead and sign off. But what would you like to leave people with, as far as not just, I know they'll take about 30 minutes if you get back into this whole thing, Burch, on accountability. You passionate about people delivering to our community and stop selling our community short. And I love it. But what is it? What closing words would you like to leave with our people, as far as you talking to this audience? What would you like us to think and do?
So what I like the audience to know is, me, as my position, is my first time saying, as chairman of the Black Chamber of Commerce, Illinois, I like to use my platform to sincerely help and uplift the Black business community. I like to encourage everybody to visit our website, contact us, fill out the contact form. We do return contacts immediately. We have an awesome team of leaders that are available and ready to provide the services that you guys need to move your businesses forward, or to grow your businesses, or even start your businesses. We do have a dynamic people on our team that deal with finance and can help identify capital for your financing needs. And most importantly, like we want to make sure that people understand that what we're building is a family, a Black business family in Illinois, so that we can all work together to keep and sustain each other.
Excellent, man. Thank you. We're going to hear from Denise. She's going to close us out with some important information from the RRGBC, repairing, restoring, growing Black businesses. Where is Denise? Denise, come on back on with us. Bring Denise back on with us. Look at that beautiful Black sister. No, we ain't gonna say Black and brown sister. We ain't gonna say minority sister. We gonna say just a beautiful Black, intelligent, committed, serious to the struggle of our people. So Denise, close us out, and thank you, D. She's behind the scene, bro. But trust me, and Simon, the producer, is awesome. Man, we just started doing this, and we are in it to win it. And so go ahead, D, and thank you all for joining us tonight. And Denise will give us our closing words. We're so proud of our guests, doing a great job, Dr. Burch.
Our goal for this podcast is to inform our people about our businesses and what our businesses are doing in Chicago. And I just want to thank you, Gregory, for your passion. And I want to thank you, William, for coming on. And I want to thank you for your support. And I can attest, as far as our organization is concerned, Green Acres helped us out a lot. And we're going to close this out with our theme music entitled A Present Future, which is composed, produced, and performed by Robert Irving III. Please visit us for replays and support our efforts at rrgbc.org. And good night.